We're not a cannabis industry, we're a compliance industry. It doesn't matter how big of a business you're running. You've got to be compliant. The state doesn't care about how big you are. They're going to shut you down if you're not compliant either way. You should seek transparency. It's how you win. The companies who are doing that well are winning.
In the newly legal, heavily regulated cannabis market, where scrutiny from law enforcement, municipal officials, and civic leaders is intense, one misstep could cost you everything. In fact, compliance issues are the #1 reason cannabis operations incur fines, face suspensions, or get shut down completely. With more mainstream professionals crossing over to the cannabis arena, there's a greater need to understand the complexities, nuances, standards, regulations, and protocols of this burgeoning industry as it develops. With new opportunities to be explored, rules to be established, and reputations to be made, there's never been a better time to learn cannabis compliance and regulations. Greenflower has assembled an unparalleled team of industry pros, cannabis consultants, attorneys, and specialists on compliance, branding, licensing, zoning, legal issues, packaging, intellectual property, and more to lead you step by step, addressing real questions.
What type of business are you going to be licensing?
Can my employer control whether I consume cannabis outside of work?
What are the elements of a well-crafted environmental benefits plan?
How are trade secrets disclosed?
May my product be marketed as an organic product?
Real experts.
The laws are always in flux. The advice is always the same.
Some pro tips for negotiating and drafting your real estate agreements in the cannabis context.
I'm not saying I'm the best at what I do. I'm telling you, I'm the only one who does what I do.
Real answers.
There's a difference between winning an application and then running the business.
Remember, the 1970s Controlled Substances Act is still in effect today.
There has been a lot of contention around cannabis trademarks, especially at the federal level.
You'll learn federal, state, and local compliance, cannabis banking and accounting, protecting intellectual property, obtaining insurance, securing necessary licenses, tax law, environmental law, acquiring real estate, cannabis ethics, investment law, international trade regulation, labor and employment law, and lots more.
Know the rules to play the game.
We're now dealing with 500, 1,000, 1,500 pages of regulations across multiple agencies.
The reality in today's regulatory landscape is that it is a necessity.
Know the rules, reduce your risks, master compliance and regulations. Enroll today.